In the news, NLC nationwide protest hits Nigeria over economic hardship, security challenges. Calls for preservation of cultural heritage take center stage as the world celebrates International Mother Language Day. Central Bank of Nigeria takes fresh step to address foreign exchange crisis. And from the foreign scene, U.S. attorney seeks gag order on Trump in criminal case against him. Good evening to you and thank you for joining us on the news at 7 on Osrc television. I am Oyewumi Ayenubara. Ondo State's Governor, Honorable Lucky Orimisan Aiyedatiwa, has approved the retirement of the state head of service, Mr. Kayode Ogundele, with immediate effect. In the same vein, the governor has approved the appointment of Mr. Bayo Philip as acting head of service to take immediate effect. A statement by the governor's chief press secretary, Prince Ebenezer Adeniyo, says the governor appreciates Mr. Kayode Ogundele for his service to the state, while also wishing him the best in his future endeavors. And now to the NLC protest on the state union leaders today joined their counterparts nationwide to protest against the current economic hardship in Nigeria. The protesters, who conducted themselves in a peaceful manner, called on the federal government to review the salaries of workers and take decisive actions to put an end to the economic situation affecting many Nigerians. Osrc Saheed Aribisala has more.
Members of the Nigerian Labour Congress and its affiliate unions began their protest from the NLC Secretariat in the Alagbaka axis of Akure, the Ondo State capital. The protesters, armed with placards having various inscriptions calling for an end to the economic hardship in Nigeria and the need for government to take steps to remedy the situation, were energized with solidarity songs.
Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever.
The governor's office was the destination for the labor unions as they occupied the main entrance to the facility to vent their frustration on the situation and failure of government to implement earlier agreement with the union. NLC chairman in Ondo State, Victor Amoko, highlighted the labor's demand to the government and expressed displeasure over the high cost of living in the country.
The government that we have problem, not only the workers, but the entire citizenry of Nigeria. We are not having problem with Ondo State government, not at all. But the problem on ground is a national problem. We are saying no to hunger and poverty.
Our amiable president to look into this and to do it in earnest.
The protesters were received at the governor's office by the former head of service, Kayode Ogundele, who appreciated their peaceful conduct while venting their frustration about the economic downturn. Mr. Ogundele highlighted Ondo State government's intervention for workers, saying part of the palliative programs include the 35,000 naira wage award, payment of pension arrears for retirees, and free transportation for workers, among others.
And I want to assure you that Mr. Governor, who I'm representing here, will carry your message to the federal government.
Thank you, sir.
And with what we are seeing already, yesterday I was actually listening to the news of some of the decisions that were taken at the Federal Executive Council. And some of those decisions shows clearly that the federal government is also taking proactive steps to ensure that the problem that workers are facing and all the Nigerians,
to ensure no breakdown of law and order in the day one of the two-day nationwide protest declared by the Nigeria Labour Congress. Saheed Aribisala, Osrc News.
In Ekiti State, the Nigerian Labour Congress (NLC), the state chapter, took to the streets of Ado-Ekiti to protest the current hunger and hardship in the land as directed by its national body. The train of the protest, which took off from Governor's Office Junction, moved through Okesha, Erekeson to 5G amidst thorough supervision by a large number of policemen to avoid hijack of the rally by hoodlums. The protesters, who appeared in various labor uniforms, clashed placards with different inscriptions such as "Cement price for 7,000 naira now," "Say no to hunger," "Go back to 100 naira per litre," "We are tired," "Stop subsidizing the rich," "Let the poor breathe," among others. Speaking with journalists in Ado-Ekiti, the NLC chairman, Mr. Kolako Olatunde, noted that the surge in the price of food and other commodities has made life almost unbearable for common Nigerians. The protesters, in their large number, later gathered at Fajiri Center of Ado-Ekiti, where they barricaded the roads leading to urban markets, Bashiri and Adebayo area for almost 2 hours just to show their grievances. And also in Osun, business activities were paralyzed for some hours as the Nigerian Labour Congress and affiliates staged a peaceful protest in Osun State against the current economic hardship ravaging the country. The protesters, led by Osun NLC chairman Christopher Arapashoko, began their march from Freedom Park, Osogbo, and moved through MBS Road, chanting anti-President Bola Tinubu songs. Some of the affiliates of NLC that participated in the protest include the Academic Staff Union of Universities, Radio, Television, Theatre and Arts Workers Union of Nigeria, and Nigeria Union of Journalists, among others. As the protesters moved towards Olaya Junction, where they eventually converged, vehicular movement was grounded along Osogbo-Bogon Road. Police operatives, men of the Department of State Security and Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps were also present at the scene of the protest in large numbers while it lasted. Meanwhile, Oyo State Governor Seyi Makinde today joined the state chapter of the Nigerian Labour Congress in a peaceful protest. During the protest, Makinde assured the protesters that the current hardship would soon be over. The workers began the protest from the NLC State Secretariat Agodi in Ibadan, the state capital, down to gates NTA Yemetu roundabout, where Governor Makinde joined the protesting workers. The governor said he is aware of the hardship in town and the difficulty the people are going through, and assured that he will be part of the generation that will fix Nigeria. And in an interesting twist of events, policemen were today seen sharing biscuits and water with protesters in Alabama. The protesters stormed the streets to express their grievances over the current economic hardship. They are also protesting the government's announcement to implement agreements between both parties from 2022 to 2023 following the removal of the fuel subsidy. The policemen were seen in a moving vehicle sharing water biscuits as protesters chanting of Nigeria.
Nigeria will be okay. Police is giving water and biscuits in this tough economy. Police is our friend. Here you see, eyewitness. I collect my own. No. Police is our friend. I collected my own palliative. This you understand.
Morning, sir.
In the meantime, the Nigerian Labour Congress and other related unions have commenced their protests in Abuja over the high cost of living, inflation, insecurity, and hardship in the country. The protest started from the Labour House headquarters in Abuja at exactly 9:36 a.m. Unions taking part in the protest include the Medical and Health Workers Union of Nigeria, the FCT Council, the National Association of Nigerian Nurses and Midwives, and the Nigerian Union of Teachers and Construction Workers Union, among others. Also present at the national protest is a former Nigerian Country Director, Action Aid NLOB, presidential candidate of the African Action Congress, Omoyele Sowore, among others. The protesters were seen wielding placards with inscriptions such as "End Poverty and Hunger," "Support Local Industries," "Fix local refineries and subsidy and naira devaluation tax the rich, subsidize the poor to make their grievances known on the current economic hardship across the country. You're still watching Osrc News at 7. Calls for preservation of cultural heritage takes center stage as the world celebrates International Modern Language Day. Please do join us after the break.
Hello, my bro. Man, the rain is so heavy here. And there's so much traffic. I think we should postpone, huh?
Not a chance. Aisha.
We don't quit, guys. I'll be there.
Done.
2 files received.
I'm on my way. Take first right in 50 meters and you're there.
Copy that. Aisha, where are you?
Guess where?
2 minutes. 2 minutes. Move. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Runway X.
The future of fashion showcasing.
Very impressive. How did you pull that off?
With Nigeria's top tech talents.
And Glow.
Power your relentless ambition with ultra-high-speed data. Glow with pride.
Thank you very much for rejoining us. You can watch us live on our website at www.osrc.ng and follow us on Facebook at Osrc TV, and on YouTube you can subscribe to our channel Osrc TV Ondo. Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives Benjamin Kalu says the current salaries of federal lawmakers cannot take them home to do the jobs they were elected to do, while stressing that the take-home pay of the average lawmaker is a far cry from what people insinuate. Kalu called for understanding, saying the call for the slashing of their salary by 50% is not the solution to the current problem. The Abia politician also praised President Bola Tinubu for having the courage to order the full implementation of the 2012 recommendations of the Steve Osrc panel. Tinubu are directed that a committee be constituted to implement the mergers, scrapping and relocations of the 541 parastatals, commissions and agencies owned by the federal government within 12 weeks. The Central Bank of Nigeria has announced its decision to sell foreign exchange worth $20,000 to each eligible bureau-de-change B2C operators across the country. This is coming more than 2 years after the suspended former CBN governor, Godwin Emefiele, stopped the sales of foreign exchange to B2C operators in that segment of the forex market. The FS Bank disclosed this in a new circular issued and signed by the Director of Trade and Exchange Department, Azan Mahmood. The circular titled Sale of Foreign Exchange to Bureau-de-Change Operators to Meet Retail Demand for Eligible Invisible Transactions said the move aimed at rectifying the persisting distortions in the retail segment of Nigeria's foreign exchange markets and bridging the widening gap in the exchange rate. It said the allocation will be sold at a rate of 1,301 naira per dollar, reflecting the lower band rates of executed spot transactions at the Nigerian autonomous foreign exchange markets as of the previous trading day, dated February 27, 2024. Ondo State Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa says plans have been concluded to rehabilitate over 60 kilometers of internal roads across the state. Aiyedatiwa, who played host to Ikale royal fathers from Okitipupa and in the local government areas of the state, said the role of traditional institutions in strengthening the security architecture of the state cannot be quantified. The governor sought more support of the royal fathers for his administration, especially in promoting peaceful coexistence and improved security. Government House correspondent Wahab Kali has the detail.
The Ikaleroyu fathers from Okitipupa and Irele local government areas of Ondo State were led to the governor's office in Akure by the Jegun of Idepe Okitipupa, Oba Michael Obatuga Adetoye. The monarch, who pledged their support for the Aiyedatiwa administration, also congratulated him on his elevation while commiserating with him on the passing of his boss, Oluwarotimi Akeredolu. Oba Adetoye highlighted some of the challenges facing people of the area, including power supply, road infrastructure, and mobility for youth fathers, among others.
Continue just to, offer our support for the sources of your administration by the grace of God. Ọlọ́run gbogbo Yorùbá oní tí dídí olúwa àlejò fún ní lórúkọ Jésù. Ọmọ mi fún máa ń lò. Ní wà lórí ìtẹ́ yìí kẹ́kọ̀ọ́ máa fún ìtẹ́ náà. Àmín Jésù. Ẹni bí aya ní Jésù náà ló ṣàìsí. Jésù. Gbogbo àwọn tó jẹ́ tó lè jẹ́ olùbá ṣiṣẹ́ ní láṣẹ ìmọ̀ olúwa ṣe ní ọ̀rẹ́ ara yìí. Àmín Jésù. Ṣètò alẹ́ máa pẹ̀lú sí i.
Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa thanked and appreciated the royal fathers for their support, prayers, and words of encouragement, with a promise to look into the challenges being faced by their communities and the inhabitants. Aiyedatiwa said plans have been concluded by Ondo State government to rehabilitate over 60 kilometers of internal roads across the state.
Àwọn tí wọ́n darí ilé-iṣẹ́ tí government the ministry àti ní kan lọ káàkiri kan lọ wo àwọn ọ̀nà ọ̀lẹ́ tí mú èsì padà about 60 kilometers of entire road to be rehabilitated. Ìyẹn ni wọ́n ṣiṣẹ́ lórí ẹ̀ lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́. Wọ́n bá máa lẹ̀ pé 60 kilometers kò sí tí ò ṣe ní kan àwọn ọ̀nà tá à ń sọ wọ̀nyí. Èyí jẹ́ àwọn ètò tí a máa fi ṣe kójò tó bẹ̀rẹ̀. Ẹ̀yìn náà cover the internal roads tí kábíyèsí sọ ní Ondo Tupa division. Àwọn ọ̀nà àárín tí a ń gbà lójoojúmọ́. Tí a bá ṣe wọ́n àwọn ọkọ̀ ayọ́kẹ́lẹ́ wa wọn ò ní pẹ́ kó tó máa bàjẹ́.
The governor noted that the role of traditional institutions in securing the state and communities cannot be quantified.
We are partners in governance. If you talk of grassroots mobilization of our people, it's the traditional institutions because we live among the people. When security matters, we cannot but seek for your support. The issue of security, grassroots mobilization, and peace in our various communities, we cannot overemphasize the importance of the traditional institutions.
Aiyedatiwa assured the visitors of the commitment of the government to promote policies and programs that impact people of the state positively. Wahab Bankole, Osrc News.
Former councillors in Ondo State have declared their support for the administration of Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa, chairman of the forum Daisy Babayemi, who led the delegation from the 203 works in the state to the governor's office Akure, stated that the forum believes in the governor's ability and capabilities in piloting the affairs of the state. Government House correspondent Zemo Ebiemi reports that Governor Aiyedatiwa was represented by his deputy, Dr. Olaide Adelanu.
It was a convergence of immediate past councillors across the 203 wards to chart a course towards the development of Ondo State. Chairman of the forum, Daisy Babayemi, congratulated Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa on his constitutional elevation as the 7th executive governor of the state, while commiserating with him on the demise of his late boss, Oluwarotimi Akeredolu. Babayemi commended the governor for the appointment made so far, reiterating that councillors are the tools used to canvass for votes at the grassroots. Hence, they would all work for the success of his administration.
Your Excellency, sir, it is a known fact. We are the closest people to the electorates. In that wise, we are happy to congratulate our dear governor for the widespread support he has from almost everyone in the state, both within and outside the party. We say well done to him. He started well.
Responding, Governor Loki Ayedatiwa, represented by his deputy Olayide Adelami, saluted the efforts of the forum towards propagating the policies and programs of government to the people.
I know what grassroots means. You know, without you guys, there is no way the people at the grassroots can be reached. You are the people that is close to the people. You know where the shoe pinches. You know the needs of the people.
The governor stated that the era of money politics is gone in the state as the gubernatorial election approaches in November. According to him, the present administration would not deceive the people but deliver good governance.
The leader of the team made a remark about him that what endeared him to this group is because of his personality. You know, he's cool-headed. Listens to people. I think I'm speaking your mind. That's exactly what he said. Yes, listens to people, and that's exactly who he is. Somebody that listens to people and cool-headed, is not in a hurry to go, listens to you, then which means he has good intention to solve problems.
Ayedatiwa also reiterated that his administration will do everything possible in ensuring that the forum is carried along in the governance of the state.
As Nigeria joins counterparts across the globe to mark this year's International Mother Language Day, stakeholders have stressed the need to promote cultural and language diversity for sustainable societies. According to them, it helps in preserving differences in culture and language to foster tolerance and instill respect. Omoniola Onwiji reports that some school children were sighted at dawn in native dresses, showcasing their culture and to commemorate today.
Scientifically, it has been proven that learning in one's mother tongue is essential to success at school. It boosts self-esteem, awakens curiosity from an early age, and facilitates cognitive development. Research shows that globally, 40% of the population National Mother Language Day to preserve traditional knowledge and cultures in a sustainable way. Acting Zonal Head, Southwest Zonal Office, National Institute for Cultural Orientation, Ruth Oyenekon said Nigerian languages are rich, hence the need for parents to teach children at early age towards promoting and preserving cultural heritage.
When the culture is well inculcated in any child, it shows in his speech, the dressing, the food, everything, the language and the behavior. That's why they will not grow up and be in the helm of authority and begin to embezzle funds because they know it's wrong, because they have been taught right from cradle. These parents, please catch them young, start from their house. Teach them the language, teach them manner of behavior, teach them how to talk, teach them how to dress, teach them your language. Some of us cannot speak our language to our children. You'll be winking. You want to correct the child, you'll be winking. The child is not even getting that code.
Some of the schools visited also showcased the Nigerian culture with students and teachers decked in their native attires. Teachers said they are now making efforts to ensure that children also learn how to speak and write the general language in schools.
We do encourage our students to speak English always because this will help them, since most of the exams we write are written in English language. So we encourage them to speak in English always. But as we encourage them like that, we don't forget our own native languages. And that is why in Osrc Grammar School, Fridays are always dedicated for speaking our vernacular, particularly Yoruba, since Osrc is in Yoruba land. We start our day with Yoruba language, then classes we encourage them to speak Yoruba so that we don't forget our language.
The fault is from our elders, it's from our leaders. They said they should be speaking English all through, which which is not good, which is not possible. We Yoruba, we must understand Yoruba. Any tribe must understand his or her own tribe. That's the best thing. That is why we are teaching these people in the school how to speak Yoruba in the Yoruba period.
Nevertheless, progress is being made in multilingual education with growing understanding of its importance, particularly in early schooling, and more commitment to its development in public life. Omoniola Hungbeji, Osrc News.
The National Agency for the Prohibition of Trafficking in Persons, NAPTIP, on the State Command has received support from an enterprise France to boost its efforts as combating cases of human trafficking in the state. The support involves the upgrading and equipping of the NAPTIP Command's office in the state to enable it and do investigations, prosecution, and victims' rehabilitation effectively. Osrc's Saeed Aribisala reports that the collaboration between the enterprise France, NAPTIP, and on the state government is geared towards making the state unsafe for human traffickers.
The National Agency for the Prohibition of Trafficking in Persons, NAPTIP, is at the forefront of combating trafficking-related issues in Nigeria, with 1,634 trafficking victims, including 841 sex trafficking victims, 543 labor trafficking victims, and 250 victims of unspecified forms of trafficking identified in 2023. The agency is doing all it can to fulfill its mandate. In Ondo State, southwest Nigeria, to boost the operations of NAPTIP, the agency entered into a collaboration with the state government and Expertise France, a French international technical cooperation agency. This collaboration has resulted in the renovation and upgrading of the Ondo State Command of NAPTIP by Expertise France, with modern facilities to support operations in investigation, prosecution, and victims rehabilitation. The country project manager of Expertise France, Mr. Benjamin Enenanya, said the partnership will enhance the agency's capacity to effectively combat human trafficking in the state.
Today is not a day for Expertise France, but today is the day for NAPTIP. And today is the day for Ondo State government, who have actually magnanimously given these facilities, an office and a shelter for use by NAPTIP. We only came to renovate these shelters to support the fight against human trafficking.
The zonal commander of NAPTIP, Mr. Chinedu Ajaibo, said the development will enable NAPTIP to strengthen its presence in the state.
The shelter given by the government of Ondo State graciously
Ministry of Women Affairs and Social Development, Adebayo Oyegua, speaking on behalf of the state government, assured of continuous support for the agency in achieving its core mandate.
For what we are bringing to Ondo State, because the way of rehabilitating our people will be here, we have a lot of things to benefit from this program.
Rescued in Ondo State appreciated the state government's support.
The two ministries, who are the donor ministries, that the government approached and they said, we have space for us. So I want to say thank you to the two ministries, Ministry of Women Affairs and Social Development, giving us the two spaces that we are occupying today.
NAPTIP assured it will be relentless in ensuring because have no to Sala.